Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is very exciting. We're going to look at how you breed camels. To start off with, I'm going to build a barn to keep my camels in, a little stud farm if you like, and I'm going to put it here in the desert right next to a lovely warm ocean. And I'm going to use some of the new blocks along with some of the older blocks, but mostly I'm going to use new blocks because I want to see what they look like. So I'm going to use the cherry wood, and I'm also going to use some bamboo. Now to start off with, I'm going to build my stalls. You can use any blocks you like. You might not want a nice pinky coloured barn. You might want something a little bit more blue or brown or something. It's entirely up to you. But to start off with, I'm going to build some stalls. Now I'm going to build my stalls a little bit bigger than what I would do for a horse, because camels are considerably larger. They're the largest of the animals. An adult has a height of 2.375 blocks and a width of 1.7 blocks. And the babies have a height of 1.1875 and a width of 0.85. So in theory, we need to go 3 blocks high for them to have clearance in order to leave the stable. So that's what I've done here. I've left a clearance of 3 blocks high, the front of the stables here, and 2 blocks wide for them to be able to pass through the doorways. My structure is going to be relatively simple. I'm going to build a barn with a hay barn on top, and we're going to have 3 stables and a little walkway at the back here where we'll store our water barrels and our trunks for our saddles and things. Now here we go with the cherry wood fencing to separate the stables, and I've used cherry wood doors as well. And I thought I'd put an awning up for the sunshine with the cherry wood trapdoors, because they've got this little crosshatch in the middle and it looks just like a pergola. It looks lovely. And that will offer some shade, won't it? And when it comes to doing the roof, I'm going to stagger it with lots of spaces for air. So I'm going to use cherry wood fencing to create an air gap, and then I'm going to stagger it with steps and then cherry wood fencing again. You'll find camels in desert villages. They're a passive mob, and you can pop a saddle on them and ride them straight away. You don't have to break them in. And another cool thing about camels is you can ride them with a friend, so 2 of you can actually ride a camel. You can lead them with a lead, and if you don't have a lead, you can always use cacti, because they will follow you if you've got cacti in your hand. If you feed them cacti, they will heal 2 hearts for every piece of cacti that you feed them. And another really cool thing about a camel, and I haven't tried this out, so you'll have to try this out, is that certain melee mobs will not attack a camel. And because the camel's so high, when you're actually sitting on a camel, they can't attack you. So camels could prove very useful. Another fact that you need to take into consideration, which I didn't when building this, is that a camel can step up 1.5 blocks high, which means everything has to be 2 blocks high so that they can't escape. So I have to go back at some point and increase everything, because you'll see when I spawn a camel, my error is very stark. So here we go, back to the build. Now I'm using half blocks here to bring the roof in a little bit more, to try and bring it to an apex. We want to have enough room for all the hay storage in this part of the barn, but we don't want to go overly high. So we've put another vent in for the hay, and then I'm going to use cherry wood planks just to finish off the roof. I could have used cherry wood steps really, brought it to more of a point, but I was quite happy with the flat planks. Now I've put doors in here, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm happy with that. I'm going to put a hay lift in. I use a couple of pieces of chain, and then I'm going to use some bamboo trapdoors. Look, they're brilliant. It looks as if there's already hay on them. And then I'll just pop some hay bales around, maybe 3 to balance it out. Doesn't that look cool? I'm not entirely sure about the doors though, I may change them. Right, and now for the floor of the hay barn. I'm going to use the half cherry wood slabs, and I'm going to go right in underneath, because I want it to look nice from underneath as well, from actually in the barn, not just in the hay barn. So I'll tuck them in under there. Go right up to the hay lift. And then over each stable, if we pop some trapdoors in, so that we can chuck the hay down. That's cool. There we go. I like the blue lights. They go really, really well with the cherry wood. And now we'll pop in some hay. And what I also like to do with hay and straw is to use some yellow carpet, because it looks as if it's spilt out over the floor. And we just pop and scatter these around. Now for a ladder, because we need to get up there somehow. And the fence posts obviously aren't going to work there, so we'll have to put some full planks in. Pop a few more lights up around. Again, the blue lights. And on the back here, I'm just going to put 2 cheeks in and then fill it with cherry wood fencing again. Because you've got the sea on this side, and you'll have a lovely sea breeze that passes through. Now for the paddock. I'm going to mix up the fencing again to make it look nice. And as I said before, I'm going to have to go back and raise it one. I'm going to put a little pond in for them to cool off in and to drink out of. Pop some hay bales around. Put some straw down in the stable and use some brown carpet just to show where the dirty patches are. Some barrel storage for the water, and some trunks to put our saddles and our cacti in. And speaking of cacti, we're going to need to grow some cacti, because you use cacti to breed your camels and to heal them if they're injured. Now, camels will injure themselves on cacti even though they eat it, so don't go walking into it. And this is how you harvest cacti without getting hurt. Knock out the block underneath it and it will break. Well done. And there's my camel escaping. And this is it, all made better with 2 blocks high. And this is how you breed them. You give a block of cacti to each of the adult camels. And along comes a baby. I believe you have to wait a full 5 minutes before you can breed them again. And there's the little baby, look, he's got a big smile on his face. Cute. And there we have it. Our camel enclosure with our baby. And our camel stables with hay barn above. He's lovely, the little baby, isn't he? I think it looks really cool. Perfect for when you want to start breeding your camels. And if we go upstairs, we have our hay barn. And we can drop our hay through these trapdoors in the floor. Our hay lift and our water storage. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been lovely having you here. I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. And hopefully I'll see you all back here again soon. Hello, camel. Oh, look, his bed's dirty. I wonder what that brown patch means. And let's go and have one last look at the little baby. Oh, it's hiding in the corner. Bye-bye.